What if I told you the same AI that writes essays, answers questions, and powers your favorite apps might be lying to you, spying on you, and stealing your job? All at once? Yeah, it sounds dramatic, but stick around. Because by the end of this video, you're going to see why some of the brightest minds in tech are terrified of where generative AI is heading. Generative AI is everywhere. It's writing emails, making art, coding apps, and even helping CEOs run companies. It feels like magic, but behind all that glitz, there's a growing storm of very real problems that could impact everything, from your job to democracy itself. So in this video, we're diving deep into the 10 biggest problems with generative AI that most people have no idea about. And trust me, number 7 will seriously make you question reality itself. Let's jump in. Problem 1. Hallucinations. Let's start with one of the most bizarre and dangerous flaws: AI hallucinations. And no, we're not talking about trippy dream sequences. Hallucinations in AI mean it makes stuff up, like completely fabricates facts, while sounding 100% confident. Imagine your GPS telling you to drive off a cliff, but with perfect grammar and a soothing voice. Here's the kicker. GPT-4, arguably the most advanced model, has a 33% to 48% hallucination rate depending on the task. That's like flipping a coin and hoping your AI didn't just invent a medical treatment. In fields like finance, law, or healthcare, one wrong fact from an AI can mean lawsuits, lost money, or even lives. Have you ever caught AI making something up? Drop your weirdest hallucination story in the comments. Problem 2. Prompt injections. Okay, picture this. You type in a harmless question, but hidden behind a link you clicked earlier is a secret command designed to hijack your AI assistant. This is called a prompt injection attack, and it's a growing cybersecurity nightmare. Bad actors can embed invisible prompts in websites or documents. Once your AI model sees it, boom, it starts acting on commands you never gave. Even more terrifying, the AI doesn't even realize it's being manipulated. That's like tricking your brain with invisible ink, and you'd never know it happened. Problem 3, the black box. You know what's wild? We've built AI models that can write poetry, solve math problems, and pass the bar exam, but we have no idea how they actually work. Seriously, ask any AI researcher and they'll tell you, we don't understand what's going on inside these systems. It's called the black box problem. We train them, they give us outputs, but why they make certain decisions? Total mystery. This lack of transparency is a major red flag. If you can't explain how a system works, how can you trust it in life or death scenarios, or even just to not be biased? And the more powerful these models become, the more dangerous this blind trust becomes. Problem 4. Labor market disruption. Everyone talks about how AI is a productivity booster, but here's the truth. It's coming for your job. According to the IMF, up to 40% of global jobs could be impacted by AI, and not just manual labor. AI can now do cognitive work, writing, designing, coding, stuff that used to be safe from automation. This isn't like the Industrial Revolution. AI doesn't need breaks, vacations, or salaries, so unless we rethink education, retraining, and employment policy fast, a massive labor crisis could be on the horizon. Do you think your job is safe from AI? Let's talk about it in the comments. Problem 5. Copyright chaos. Imagine spending years building your art portfolio, only to find out AI scraped your work without permission. And now it's selling AI-generated versions of your style. Yeah, that's happening. Generative AI models like Midjourney and ChatGPT are trained on millions of copyrighted works, from books to songs to illustrations. And now, lawsuits are flooding in. Authors like George R.R. Martin, artists and musicians are all suing tech companies for using their IP without consent. At the end of the day, creators are being replaced by machines trained on their own work, without compensation. Isn't that just theft? Problem 6. Deepfakes and impersonation. Deepfakes used to be a cool novelty. Now, they're a national security threat. Generative AI can now replicate voices, faces, even mannerisms with near-perfect precision. We've already seen fake videos of politicians, celebrities, and yes, even fake kidnappings using cloned voices. This tech is being weaponized for fraud, blackmail, and propaganda. If we can't trust what we see or hear anymore, what happens to truth itself? If you saw a video of your favorite politician saying something wild, would you believe it was real? Think about that. Problem 7. Over-reliance and cognitive decline. Remember how GPS made us forget how to read maps? Now imagine that, but for your entire brain. More and more people rely on AI to write emails, summarize books, solve math, or even make decisions. But studies are already showing something scary. Students who rely too much on AI are performing worse in critical thinking and memory retention. Why think deeply when a bot can do it faster? Here's the thing. Creativity, innovation, and deep learning come from struggle. When we outsource that struggle to AI, we lose something human. Problem 8. The dead internet theory. What if I told you most of the content online wasn't written by humans anymore? It's called the dead internet theory, and it's getting harder to ignore. Between SEO farms, AI-generated blogs, and spammy chatbot comments, the internet is becoming a soup of auto-generated noise. The problem? We're drowning in content, but starving for authenticity. The line between real and fake is blurring, and it's killing the soul of the internet. Do you think we'll ever go back to a human-made web? Or is it too late? Problem 9. Knowledge collapse. AI models are designed to give you the average answer. That sounds fine, until you realize that breakthroughs don't come from average. When AI summarizes millions of sources, it tends to flatten out the extremes, filter out the weird stuff, and give you the safe, predictable response. But that weird niche fringe knowledge, that's where real innovation happens. So if AI starts dominating knowledge creation, we risk a collapse of intellectual diversity and a world run by average ideas. Problem 10. Centralization of power. Here's the final and maybe most dangerous problem. A handful of companies control the future of AI. OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, Meta. They control the training data, the models, and even what the AI is allowed to say through system prompts and content filters. That's not just corporate influence, that's narrative control at scale. It raises massive questions about free speech, censorship, and who decides what's true. The scariest part? These systems are becoming essential infrastructure, used by governments, hospitals, courts, and we didn't vote for any of it. Recap and key takeaways. So let's recap the 10 big problems with generative AI. Hallucinations. AI confidently makes stuff up. Prompt injections. Hackers can hijack AI behavior. Black box problem. We don't understand how it works. Job displacement. White-collar jobs are on the chopping block. Copyright infringement. Creators are being replaced without pay. Deepfakes. Reality is now up for grabs. Cognitive decline. Over-reliance on AI could make us dumber. Dead internet theory. Fake content is flooding the web. Knowledge collapse. AI kills creative extremes. Power centralization. A few companies run the AI world. AI is here to stay. But it's up to us, the users, the creators, the citizens, to shape how it's used. So, what do you think is the biggest threat from this list? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If you learned something new today, smash that like button. It helps this video reach more curious minds. And don't forget to subscribe, because we've got way more coming on the future of tech, AI, and how it's shaping our world. Catch you in the next one. Stay curious.